You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for MTV's The Challenge Rivals. Tonight's host is DJ Jesse Janity. Joining Jesse will be AfterBuzz co-hosts Emily Harbert, Mari Fagel, and Isabel Mora. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest MTV's The Challenge Rivals news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, DJ Jesse Janity.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janity, and we are here in the AfterBuzz Studios for MTV's The Challenge Rivals. Unfortunately, I'm here in the studio all by myself, but I have my boy Steve the Steamer on the line with me. Steve, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Just got done watching the episode.
All right, so off the top, did you like the episode? What were your thoughts on it?
I thought it was all right. It seemed like just like a preliminary episode as we build towards the finale.
Exactly.
So it's like building up towards what we expect to see then.
Yeah, they gave me... I feel like they kind of rushed some storylines with this. It kind of seemed a little fluffer at times for me. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I wasn't fully disappointed with it.
No.
What I was kind of fully disappointed was MTV is like going all out, expressing how Paula and Mike, you know, this big anticipation of them hooking up, and then they start the episode off, and it's Paula asking if she should bang Mike, and everyone sets this little bet up for them, and it was just really awkward, and I don't know how I felt about that. It was just, like I said, awkward.
I don't know why on these shows, like, everybody has to watch everyone else hook up. Like, can't anyone do anything, like, in private? Like, obviously, like, Adam and Jen were sort of on, like, the down low, but, like, last week we had, was it Jasmine, like, sneaking in on Wes and, what's it, Mandy, so I don't know why. It's like, it's not like that in real life, where, like, if my friend's, like, hooking up with somebody, like, you might watch initially, but then you'll, like, give them some privacy, let them do their thing. You don't just, like, gawking at them.
Right, and I mean, for the most part, we did that when we were younger. I mean, these guys are older now. It's like, how many times have you seen Mandy hook up with people? Like, it's the same exact thing. But I guess you're bored in a house. They have nothing else to do, so I don't know. But Mike, like, that was just, it was so awkward because it was like Paula took the man position and Mike took the female position, and he was on top, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just buddy.
Well, you expect that with Paula. She's more seasoned than Mike, so she's used to it at this point.
So Mandy, not really any big news. She had crabs by her bed. Didn't really surprise me. But she had
not at all.
No. Yeah, and if you guys are listening, you don't know. It was actually real crabs. It wasn't STD crabs. That's from past seasons with her. But yeah, she has crabs by her bed. She's screaming. Wes comes, helps her out, and Wes makes the comment that Mandy's the most down-to-earth girl in the house. Definitely kind of disagree with that. If by down-to-earth you mean down to, like, mess around, yeah, I would say Mandy definitely wins that one.
There are a lot of whack jobs in that house, so it's probably not too much of a stretch, considering, like, obviously she's more down to earth than someone like Paula. But I'm assuming, like, Evelyn and even, like, John A. are much more grounded than Mandy. But he's saying that he's hooking up with her, so he's trying to make it seem like she's, like, a good girl worth hooking up with, other than just her looks.
Right. And it's funny you brought up Evelyn, because Evelyn really stood out for me this episode. She was really quiet, but for me, I'm somebody who pays attention to little details and things. She really stood out, and we'll talk about that later on. Johnny Johnny's a bitch. Johnny is a whining little bitch. He's upset with Laurel because Laurel's talking to CT, and he keeps saying you're making a big mistake. If everybody's talking bad about somebody, don't you think, like, doesn't that go in your head like, oh, something might be wrong with this guy. Maybe I should stay away from him. And Kenny's also saying the same thing, like, do what you want to do, but be careful. And basically they're threatening Laurel, like, if you talk to CT, we're all going to be against you.
Yeah, they're doing what they're saying that CT's doing. Like, Johnny's calling like this big manipulator. Well, they're trying to manipulate Laurel into doing what they want her to do. And it's like Johnny, of all people, like that's all he does in these games. He manipulates people to get himself further in the game. So for him to even call CT that, it's pretty ironic, I think.
No, I totally agree. And it's funny because Laurel was so afraid of everybody turning on her that she stopped talking to the one guy in the house that she really actually liked. Yeah. And then everyone ended up turning on her anyways. Yeah. And it's just sad because we saw the side of CT from his past that, we don't really care for, but I can't blame him in this episode. I mean, I'm
sort of dragged out of him. So, I mean, he had to do what he had to do at that point. But,
right.
I mean, it's a shame that Laurel felt the need to do that. You just stay true to yourself. I mean, they all want to appease the mob, but what's that really going to get you in the end? Unless you're like Jen and Mandy or the chosen team for them, they don't really give a shit about you. Just as long as you vote their way, and then when they need to axe you, they'll get rid of you.
Right. And I mean, even at that, the mob discussed the order of the girls, and Johnny says, well, hey, Laurel talks to the enemy, so she should definitely, go up. And Cara Marie brings up the fact that, well, you're saying this about Laurel, but Jenna's been talking to Adam throughout this whole challenge.
It's a great point, but the thing is that she doesn't realize is that Adam is like the mob's bitch, so they're like throwing Adam a bone by letting him hook up with Jen, since we're doing you dirt in the game, but we'll let you hook up with our pal Jen.
Right. And she brings up a good point with that situation, but like you just said, Jenna gets upset off of this, and it's really funny to see Jenna get so mad. Anytime Adam is brought up, her and Adam, it's like, you're embarrassed by it. We get it. We understand that you're embarrassed at the fact of, we are embarrassed with that you're making out with Adam. We get it. You're sleeping with Adam. We understand that you're embarrassed by it. But don't get mad at the girl because she's calling you out, and she's not even calling you out in a shit-talking way. She's defending herself in conversation. So that aggravated me with that whole situation. Then we got to the challenge, and basically you have to this was a really weird challenge.
Yeah, it was.
You spray your...
I never really understood the rules, but
yeah, I didn't.
Much into that.
You I think you have 20 minutes, and your partners are hanging by this contraption, and basically you spray them, and it pushes them back, and it cuts up against this knife, and then you have to try and make your teammate fall and hit the water. I would never want to be the person being sprayed for 20 minutes with a fire hose blasting in my face. Are you kidding me? MTV.
I found it fascinating, and just watching who was the one that was chosen, because it made them the bitch of their team. You see it. Mandy was it for, because obviously Jen wasn't going to do it. She even said so. She's not going to stand there and have a fire hose spray in her face. And then it's Cara Maria. It's all the Mike. It's all the weaker people, except for I think between Wes and Kenny. I guess that's a toss up. But the other one, it was obvious who was controlling the show.
I was actually surprised that Wes went instead of Kenny. But you know what I thought it was? I think that they chose the lighter of the two. Because I was thinking with Mike and Leroy, I feel like normally Leroy would say, I'll take the hit. But that hose is pretty strong, so...
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, so I think they were thinking about how easily the water would push somebody lighter back. And very interesting, they split them up into teams as well. Now, we saw who lost. That Laurel and Cara Marie DQ'd.
Yeah.
I don't know what Laurel was thinking with that situation. Like, it didn't.
I don't know whose fault that was. Like, was it her fault? Like, I mean, what can she do? She can just really, like, spray. I mean, she can aim her water, but with Cara Maria being anywhere near the blade, I mean, what good's it going to do? Like, she should have stopped, like, Cara Maria position herself. I don't know, but it was just awkward as all hell because nothing was happening to her rope.
Right, and that's actually, you brought up a good point because, thinking about it, you would want to do two things. Swing yourself, which is why I was surprised that nobody was yelling that to Cara. Because at the end we saw, was it Jasmine? Jasmine was swinging herself on the other team. But I felt like Cara should have been swinging, and I also felt like Laurel should have been stopping a little bit, giving, Cara a breather for a second, because you weren't doing anything. You were literally just spinning the girl in midair.
Give her a chance to get in position, then maybe you have a shot. The way they were doing it, they had no shot at all to even finish in.
Right. And not even that, but like I didn't see too much of Laurel trying to hit other parts of her body in that sense, and which just really surprised me because Laurel's usually pretty good at the challenges. But yeah, out of that, CT and Adam obviously finished first. Mike and Leroy came in second, and Jenna and Mandy came in third. I'm really happy with Mike and Leroy's gameplay on this show.
Yeah, they haven't really stood out, but they haven't like set themselves like they're viewed as like a weak link. So they're staying in the middle, they're staying unnoticed, and coasting their way to what is the Final Four at this point.
All right, but I mean they're going to be screwed next week with the final.
I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Like the preview leads you one way, but you never know.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be a great predictions talk. So then the second team was Kenny West, Paula Evelyn, Johnny Tyler, Janae, and Jasmine. And Johnny and Tyler win the entire competition. Literally, Johnny got Tyler down in 1 minute and like 7 seconds.
Pretty impressive.
That was, I can't even front. That was really impressive. Paula and Evelyn, they were safe as well, coming in second, beating Kenny and West. Kenny and West are really just, I don't even know. They're just hot messes.
Yeah, they're really struggling, but they're down towards the end again. So I mean, they're really a strong team. So it would take like a huge upset for them to go. But they haven't really impressed me too much this challenge. Basically, as Kevin said last week, has been basically Johnny and Tyler.
Yeah. And so of course because Laurel and Cara DQ'd, they head into the jungle. But before they went to the jungle, we're on the bus going back home, and Jenna is just getting pissed off. Now this is, I don't know if I would normally say it's the editing, but somehow they're like, I don't know, they're on the bus and Cara Maria is talking to Laurel, and apparently the entire bus hears what they're saying.
It's probably just filtered their way back. I mean, I don't know how long the bus ride is, but I'm sure it's not just like the minute they showed. I'm sure the person say behind them might have heard it and just passed its way back. It's just like a school bus. Like it's like a game of telephone.
Yeah, which is to me is bad strategy. What? Don't talk.
Yeah, but that's what Laurel did like the first episode. Remember, she like had her notebook. She's like writing down the votes.
Oh, right, that was Laurel.
Yeah, it was like Anissa like saw it, or someone told Anissa, and then they confronted her. So Laurel's not like the smartest strategy-wise, but what can you do? They would have found out anyway that they were gunning for Jenna and Mandy. Right,
and so, Jenna's pissed that, how dare her, she doesn't even deserve to be here. I deserve to be here. I'm I'm an alumni in 5 seasons and blah, 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 blah.
That's the part that I always hate about, like, people like Jen and Paula. It's like they have a sense of, like, entitlement. Like, they deserve to make it all the way to the finals without doing a damn thing. That's the way Paula is. Like, in that discussion, like this in the beginning of the episode, I don't want to see a jungle. How about just going in there and proving yourself that you can win one?
Exactly.
And Jen's the same way. Jen, last season at Cutthroat, she didn't go in the gulag once. She sent in every one of her teammates went in except for her. She just stood there like the queen bitch and she made it all the way to the finals. But when's the last time she actually had to go in there and do something? She just gets by on the fact she's been there a while. What do you fucking do? How does that make you a good game player? You just have a lot of friends that put on the show with you.
Right,
Just
and you
go in
suck
there
the
and win. Earn
right
your
dick.
way.
Like, and the other thing about that whole situation is, looking at what the jungle was tonight, Jenna would have been screwed.
Yeah, they would have got crushed.
And Jenna knows that, and that's why she was getting so mad and so furious, because there could have been a chance. There could have been a chance that CT said, you know what? Fuck them. I don't care. There could have been a chance.
But at the same time, you had to have some pride. Say, you know, if you want to throw me in there, let's go. We'll take you on. I mean, why just wait till the finals? Obviously, you don't want to go in there, but at some point, you just have to, like, just woman up or whatever and just say, you know what? We'll take you on right now and just do it.
And that's what Jasmine and Janae did tonight.
Yeah. And as much as, like, we crapped on, like, Evan for wanting to go in there, at least he said, you know what? We'll go in there right now and do it. And that's what a lot of these other people lack. They're just, like, afraid to go in there.
Yeah, so they have the little... Oh, no, so then all of a sudden, after they get off the bus, you know, Laurel and Cara Marie are trying to, like, figure out how they can be safe. And they find out, like, basically there is a way, because the mob has been overrun. If everyone plays the game right. Unfortunately, everyone's so busy giving free blowjobs and hand jobs that it's not going to work out that way. Laurel basically says to Jasmine and Janae, hey, if you guys want to be safe, you got to get CT and Adam to vote for Jenna. You know, so Janae and Jasmine go to talk to CT, and CT realizes, hey, Laurel's having you talk to me, and he gets kind of upset because at the fact that Laurel isn't talking to him because she's trying to side with the mob. And Laurel gets upset because she confronts him, and she's like, you know, why are you doing this to me? And it's like, well, he's just doing what you're doing to him.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't think, like, CT wanted to get in between, like, his partner, who he's trying to become buddy-buddy with, and the girl he's crushing on. Like, he's not going to make his partner vote against Jen or split from that. He'll just want to keep siding with Adam. He doesn't want to rock that boat. So
right, but I
Laurel
understand that sense of it. But what I feel he wasn't thinking about was you can build the other mob now.
He could have probably helped himself for the final men's challenge, but that's a good point.
So that's the only thing that I had an issue with that part of it, was he really could have stepped up and dealt with that, but he didn't. And then Mandy... oh no, I'm sorry. Mandy goes up to Cara Marie, and this was just like the biggest blonde Dumbo. Like, are you serious? She goes up to Cara Marie and she's like yelling at her. And I didn't know if she was yelling or she was gonna cry, or I didn't know what kind of fake, stupid, mean girl situation she was going for with this. But she was basically like,
"You're gonna, we said, like from the beginning, we were gonna make it to the jungle together. Like, we said that."
Okay.
I
And
believe she called it a skeezy ass move.
yeah, a skeezy ass move. I'm sorry, miss. I wake up and there's crabs in my bed, under my bed. Skeezy. Please watch your mouth. Second of all, it bothers me because it's like, where were you through this whole situation? Like, I'm getting kicked out, and you're all voting strategically against me. Okay, you don't want to put Jenna and Mandy in, you put freaking somebody else in, but you're not going to. You're going to choose the weakest player because you want to get rid of me. That's what it is. But, you know, Cara wasn't thinking of that. Cara wasn't thinking that way. I understand it. But what bothered me is, like, I don't know. When you go into these situations, like, just be real. Go in there, like, heartless. Go in there, you know, make friends with real people. And that's how you, to me, that's how you get by. Don't do the fake friendship thing. And that's what I felt she was doing, Cara was doing with this. Because after the fact that Mandy came out and did whatever type of, what are those awards for the worst movies? Is it the Woody Awards or something like that?
The Razzies?
The Razzies. Whatever type of Razzie performance that was, please, like, after that, Cara Marie goes into the discussion with everybody and says, you know what, like, I was going to go into this and have everyone vote against you, but... excuse me. But, you know, I feel like I don't want to go back on my word, so, yeah. You know, Janae and Jasmine, I think it should be you guys. What? Cara. I will nay to that. Like, you Lisa Frank loving little bitch. No. Come on. These people are being cutthroat. They're being heartless.
Yep.
Throw it back in their face. Like, yes, that's what I did. Sorry. You guys went against me. I'm going against you. I understand I DQ'd, but this is what the situation is.
At that point, what can Jen and them even do to her? I mean, they're in the jungle anyway, so there's nothing that they can do because this is the last one before the final. So just screw it. Just say, yeah, we put you in there. I mean, there's no repercussions at that point. You're in the final if you win the jungle regardless. So just tell them how you feel. Don't just back down. Right.
And honestly, to me, if you were like really like, we're going to make it to the final, like, here's my chance, I'm getting kicked off, like, so this is it. This is the battle. You guys versus us. Like, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get MTV's ratings up. Come on. Let's go. Let's see who the champ is. But nobody wants to go against Laurel. You're bugging. You put the little kids in, the little Janaea and Jasmine in, the little fresh meat. Because everybody is afraid. That's all it is just people are scared.
Yeah.
So then we find out Cara Marie, Laurel versus Janae and Jasmine are going to go into the jungle. Before they go into the jungle, they have one last club night. Why are you laughing, Steve? Go ahead, because I mean, like, literally the first scene in the club, I literally threw my empty can at the TV.
I just laugh at, like, Jen. She's always like going into those things, like she's doing like her little slut dance moves, and then every challenge she's on, like, she goes after like the weakest like girl. Like this one was like Cara Maria, one of them was like Mandy. She like went after Paula in one of them. It's like, why didn't she go after like Laurel or like Evelyn? She always like targets like the weakest, emotional, fragile person that like her loud talking ass can like intimidate. That's all she ever does. It's a fucking tired act.
All right, so let's do this like a play-by-play. First of all, they come back from a commercial break, and Jenna is butterflying, her legs spread open onto Adam. She's like making out with him in the club, grinding, dancing, like just loving life. And it's like, really? You talked so much shit 4 or 5 days ago. 4 or 5 days ago.
And then what did she say? She's like, she's like putting some charm on me or something. Like she's like trying to. On him, like,
I don't know what kind of love potion he used. Really?
Yeah, that was.
Love potion. Love
How about just admitting the fact that you're some whore just looking for anything at this point?
Right. Like, don't say love potion. Say, wow, I'm in heat or something because this. Yeah. I'm falling for this thing. Like, be real. Be real.
The prison bitch.
So, like you said, now, Steve, have you ever seen the show called The Bad Girls Club?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday nights, check it out here at AfterBuzz. We do an after show for it. I love reality TV for the reason of I love seeing people put themselves on TV and expose the hot messery. I love it. I love it. The thing I like about the real world is, for the most part, they're hot messes, but they kind of have like a story, a backstory. They're real people. Then we get to the challenges, and that's where they turn cuckoo for freaking Cocoa Puffs. Now the Bad Girls Club, I would love to put Jenna in that. I would love to put her in the house. It's basically 7 girls who have psychological issues with life, and they give them a house filled with alcohol, and they say, here are the cameras, go. And Jenna would be eaten alive because Jenna is all talk and no push, like you said.
She goes after the weak.
Yep. Now Cara Maria, who is sitting in a corner by herself, not bothering anybody, gets approached by Johnny. Of course, Johnny's gonna, poke the situation. And Cara Marie just brings up, hey, you know what? I'm just upset because everyone's mad at Laurel for talking to CT, but, I see Jenna is talking to Adam. Now, that's exactly what she said. All of a sudden, though, from across the club, Jenna starts pounding her fist like, no, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in right now. Like, no. First of all, we make out. We do not have sex. We do not have sex. Really? Because every screenshot is you and Adam in that bed, booed up. Booed up, and Adam never has a shirt on. I'm sure it's hot down there. I absolutely am sure it's hot down there. But please, bitch, please, you are lying to yourself. You're lying to me. You're lying to God and Jesus Himself. You know what you're doing. Do not go after.
Her partner did the same thing last week with like CT. We didn't have sex. Like she's trying to convince herself. The same thing like Jen is. Like we didn't have sex.
Right? Who put the whores together?
No one believes you.
Who put the whores together? Who did that? MTV. But like really, you come across the club, you mess with Lisa Frank, who's just minding her business, putting stickers on her little binder, and she's upset. She has right to be upset. She's going in the jungle. Let the girl be upset. Yeah. But you're gonna pound your fist, pound your chest like, oh my, no, this bitch is gonna get laid out. Really? Did you just use the terms laid out, Jenna? Because the only laying out that will happen between you will be your legs open on Adam's bed. Like, come on. Come on. So anyways, she I don't even know what she did to Cara. Like, she tapped her shoulder or something like that. And felt like that was a vicious move or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, all talk, no game. Now, Adam... No, that's not the part yet. Oh my God, because I just want to get on what Adam did, because I was like, really, boy, you had just look. You I didn't think you could look any more bitch than you were. But, so yeah. Then, Jenna's freaking out. And Jenna says, we're just kissing, and she needs to get her facts straight. Okay. And then I didn't get CT.
I don't know what he was doing there.
This kind of bothered me with CT. I understand you going against Laurel, but the whole CT, the whole thing against Cara Marie, that was like, you never go after the slow girl. You never go after the slow part. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
She's just like introverted. Like she's not gonna really hurt anybody. I mean, yeah, she's weak emotionally. I can see going after someone like Paula who brings it on themselves. But what's Cara Marie doing? She just kind of sitting there alone. Just let her be.
And the thing is, I could understand if she was talking shit, but she was not talking shit. No. She was explaining the situation. Yeah, and that's the thing. She wasn't even trying to really go hard against the point. She was just bringing the point up because someone approached her and said, hey, what's going on? Why are you upset? She just opened the conversation. That's not talking shit. That's just laying out what it is. So back at the house, Cara and Laurel talk, and they express that they got each other's backs, which I liked that. I liked that whole little I could really tell Laurel felt motherly and protective over Cara.
Good for her.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing that. And then here we go again with Jenna. They're having breakfast or something, and Jenna's just going at it again, talking. I think I need anger management problems because I'm still mad. I'm so upset. I'm aggravated. Like I said, if this was the bad girl's house, Cara Marie would have went downstairs, quietly just listened to her talking shit. She would have started cooking eggs on a frying pan, dumped the eggs out, and smacked Jenna with the frying pan, the hot frying pan. That's why Jenna.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, watch the Bad Girls Club. That's why Jenna needs to be put in that show and just to be taught a lesson, because I can be upset with Jenna for being a whore on the show, and I can keep talking shit about that all day. But at the end of the day, you can be a whore, and I really don't care. I really never cared about Jenna. But she really pissed me off this episode because don't bring the whole fake bitch type situation in. So Cara calls Abram, who I don't remember who Abram is.
Before we get back to that, like Jen like goes to Cara Maria. I have status in this house. Like,
My
what
God.
the hell does that even mean? Like I have status because you've been there a while. Like I mentioned it before, but it just irks me when these people think the fact that they keep trying out there gives them some sort of power over somebody who doesn't. Just go in there and compete. That's all you should be doing. Don't worry about like your status.
No, and your
Please.
status, if the only status you have is what? Positive for gonorrhea, syphilis,
Yeah.
what, like what? For what?
Scabies.
Scabies, like crabs. For what? For what? Please. Not
She hooks up with
status.
anything, man, woman. She doesn't care. Like, I mean, like I think she's been like 8 or 9 challenges. Like every one of them, she's hooked up with somebody. Like she hooked up with Rachel. She hooked up with I don't know if there's another girl in there or not, but there's a few guys. Just ridiculous. That's her status.
And I would love for her to listen to this podcast and be upset with me for what and us for what we're saying, because we're watching what you're giving us. I understand editing's involved. I understand all that, but words that are coming out of your mouth, no matter how those are pieced together, they still poured out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Her actions are like attacking the weak all the time. There's no editing that can manipulate that. It is what it is.
Exactly. So yeah, what were we just gonna go to? Oh, so Cara calls Abram. Now, Steve, I need you to go back in your little real world road rules encyclopedia. Who is Abram?
He was he initially started like one of the road rules. He's gotten into some fights. He's kind of an asshole, but like his last appearance was on Fresh Meat 2, where Fresh Meat 2 it was a cutthroat, and that's where he first paired up with Cara Maria. They're on the same team, and they sort of like formed a relationship.
And so, what happened with CT and Abram?
I don't really remember that. Because Abram hasn't been on too many recent challenges since he always gets kicked off or what have you. So I don't really know what that backstory is.
And it's really interesting you say that he was an asshole, because he was. I mean, Cara seems like this lovey hippie, and you know the way he calmed her down. Did I tell you looked beautiful today? How do you know what she looks like? You can't see her. I'm just being an asshole, but
Because on Cutthroat, he was more like in touch with his feelings. Like just did a lot of wacky shit together. So maybe he's probably evolved a little bit from the way he was when he first started. But I still remember him as an asshole. And what I couldn't figure out from that scene is how come she was allowed to call Abram? Like I thought they weren't allowed contact with outside parties.
wait, what was that?
I don't know why she was allowed to call Abram. I don't know where you've never seen them call anybody on the challenges before.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't know if the producer just intervened in that one and let her because she's emotional, she's fragile. I don't know.
Maybe because she looked like she was gonna break down. But they were whatever. They were a cute little lovey hippie couple. I like that. And so Cara got the balls to confront, and I put that in quotations, Jenna. I was really excited because I was like, yes, go get this bitch. Like, and she looks, Cara, you look stupid. You look dumb. You have a lot of ammo and you didn't use it. And Jenna looks stupid too, so that's why I wasn't as mad. But I don't know. Like the thing is, Cara's just too nice and too sweet, and that's how I know she wasn't talking shit to begin with. She was just stating facts. But Cara really couldn't say anything bad to Jenna because she just isn't that type of a person. Everyone in the house was wearing blue shirts, you know, showing that they don't support that Laurel and Cara. And also that they started, like, making horse sounds. Apparently Cara has a horse or something that she loves a lot.
She's big into horse riding.
Okay. And Jenna's really big into dick riding. We don't sit there and make moaning noises when Jenna walks by.
Somebody should.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, let's have some class, people. Have some class. So yeah, then oh my God, just the douchery just pouring out of these people. Wes, they're bad people. Cara and Laurel, they're bad people, and if nobody likes you, then you're the problem. Really?
I can see like going after Laurel like that because she's had some tendencies in the past to be quite a bitch. But what has Cara Maria done to anybody? She gets this little weak little thing
with feathers in her hair. Like, come on. Yeah. And not only that, but now I wish I paid attention at the beginning of the early in the morning, because I really wanted to know if Kenny was wearing a blue shirt or not.
Didn't notice.
He said, "Oh, I just wore the blue shirt just because this is my shirt." I didn't know. I thought that was bullshit on his half.
Yeah, probably was.
But this is where I say props to Evelyn, because Evelyn did not wear a blue shirt. Evelyn wore her normal clothes. And she fully supported Cara Marie and Laurel.
I don't think she really cares who won. She'll just go against whoever.
Well, I think she did care because at the end of the jungle, Evelyn was like the only one to really like be really excited and cheer, the smile on her face. It was just I really appreciated that from Evelyn, because that was some real shit.
Yeah.
So then we get to the jungle. I was so excited that it was this type of a jungle, because I wanted. Now, when they went into it, did you want Laurel and Cara Marie to win?
Yeah, and I kind of knew they did, since one of the previews teased Laurel yelling at Paula, so it's like you already knew what was going to happen. But regardless, I still root for them to win. Right.
So they do the sumo fight, which who did that? They already did this early in the season.
Yeah, it was Wes and Kenny against Tyree and Davis.
Yes. So I was glad that this one got pulled out again. Basically, you're strapped to your teammate and you sumo wrestle. And Laurel, I just wrote Laurel is a beast. I didn't write anything down describing the match other than Laurel is a beast. I mean, she easily... I feel like MTV's editing tried to make it look like they were struggling a little bit. I think that Laurel knocked those bitches out within 30 seconons.
Yeah, one of them was like, they're really pushing us back. And, like, if you look at on screen, like, they're right by the end. So, like, where are they pushing them back to? It was, like, over in 2 more seconds.
Right. Cara said, "Oh, they're fighting back now." What? Get out of here.
No, they're not.
No. So, yeah, Laurel, Cara, and Cara win the 3 rounds.
What did Leroy say? He said something about Laurel, like she's walking like, was it Frankenstein? Was that his example?
Well, yeah, because the first 2 rounds, Laurel, I couldn't even believe how fast Laurel pushed these girls out of the circle. Like, just with ease. Like, it looked so easy. The third one, though, she was a little slower. But, yeah, he said she looked like a mummy or Frankenstein, because she was literally, like, locked up and she was slowly moving towards the end of the circle. So, yeah, that was funny on Leroy's behalf. I was kind of disappointed seeing Leroy wearing blue. But I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, he just wanted to fit in.
So, yeah, then we come to the end and we see that their next challenge is going to be in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all excited. They think they're going on a trip. And Cara Marie is the only smart one and says, wait a minute. There's no way MTV's... Like, think of what we've been doing. Like, we're hanging from, ropes being cut off, like, and sprayed in the face for 20 minutes. Why are we going to Argentina? Like, this is going to be crazy. Absolutely, totally agree. Before we get into predictions, any last words on the episode or any of the characters in this show?
I think we're doing disservice not giving a proper goodbye to Jasmine. Like, I like her party comment. It was like, I'll be back to win this. I don't know what she expects she's ever going to win on one of these shows.
Well,
she's like 4 foot tall. She's like just fake angry all the time, like knocking shit over. She's like a little miniature Jen.
I mean,
she's not gonna win. She's never gonna win anything.
No, she's never gonna win anything. But it's okay. Girls can dream. A girl can have a dream, and this is her dream. With
the challenge Houston.
Yeah, with her saying that, I was kind of upset we didn't get any fireworks at the end. Also, they showed a clip of her like saying, I really thought, like, I really wanted to make it, you know, I wanted to prove Rookie's rule, like, that sounds like some Goonie shit. Shut up. And it looked like she was fake crying, all that. That's why I passed over it, because I was just like, I want to see some Houston. I wanted to see a fight. You promised when you because you came back to the house, there were going to be problems in the house, and we didn't see a problem.
Houston disappointed once again.
Right. Houston, we have a problem, and it's you. All right.
The entire city.
The entire city, Houston. Look what you're producing. All right, so with that, we're going to head over to a commercial break, and we'll be back with predictions.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on. And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, so we were going to have a special segment tonight because our dear friend Ollie Garfinkel came across a great article which revealed basically what these kids have to sign when signing a contract with MTV. And it revealed some really interesting things from the past in which why the contracts are so crazy. I know I sent that over to you, Steve. So I just kind of wanted to give a little preview of that. We were going to have a discussion tonight, but unfortunately Kevin and Allie couldn't make it. So we will be talking about that next week. So make sure you guys definitely tune in for that crazy article. I was really surprised. How about you, Steve?
It's pretty shocking. Like, the first thing is, like, no death. If you die, you can't sue us.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't know if that's just the real world or, like, everything. Like, I don't know if that includes the challenges, since obviously the challenge is more physical. But.
Yeah. No. This is the contract that not only the real world, but they have to sign for.
Jeez.
That's just like the basic MTV contract.
Pretty scary.
Obviously, they're involving it. I mean, I'm sure like Jersey Shore is nothing like that, in that sense. But I think that's the basic contract for the real world and these challenges. Yeah, but so we'll talk about that next week. I'm really excited about that conversation. I know Kevin has a lot of insider info for that. I hope I'm not misquoting this, but I do believe Kevin and our very own Maria Menounos are going to New York this weekend to tape the reunion special. I do believe it's this weekend. I hope it's this weekend because I would love to have Kevin back in here next week and for us to talk about that contract and to also, get some news on what went down. So definitely look forward to those coming up. But let's talk predictions. They're going to Argentina. How many teams we have left? Well, we still have one more challenge.
Yeah. So there's 4 men team and 3 female.
Right. So they're going to do one challenge in Argentina before the final blowout. I mean, as far as predictions, what do you think the stance in the house with Laurel and Cara Marie is going to be?
I don't really know where that's going to go since they're all in the finals anyway. And obviously there's going to be some drama over the fact of what happened this past episode. So looking forward to that. Just based on the preview of Laurel going after Paula, which I'm definitely going to enjoy.
Yeah, I wonder what that's going to be over. I'm hoping CT and Laurel make up. I want them to.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week, as far as it's the last boys elimination, what do you think's gonna go down with that?
They're teasing something between Tyler and Leroy, so I'm assuming those two teams might be going in, or there may be some drama over Leroy and Mike picking Tyler and Johnny. I don't know, but that should be interesting because Tyler's getting all butthurt over something.
Right. I'm hoping Leroy and Mike win the challenge and they can be in the finals. I would love for that to happen. Highly doubt it, but
Love to see that. Yeah, it's very questionable. Well, it depends what it is. I mean, it's a puzzle. They might have a shot.
right.
But if it's physical, there's pretty much no chance.
So final teams. Who do you think the last boy team and the last girl team is going to be?
The winners, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Evelyn and Paula will pull it out for the women, and the men. I think it's gonna be Wes and Kenny.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want either of those teams to win, but that's the way I think it's leading.
I could see it going that way because Wes and Kenny are playing the mental game too well.
Yeah.
Too well.
And a lot of the final challenges are like endurance, and I think those two are more endurance than like CT and Adam. So, and then Tyler and Johnny, which I'm not too sure.
Now I'm not too sure how well is Paula in the challenges.
She's like weak in like the actual challenges, but they always say, "Oh, she's good endurance, like she can run." So I don't know. I haven't really seen it since, as she alluded to in this one, she's always gets knocked out like right before the final.
Right.
Like the past few challenges she was in, she was out like the one or two before.
Alrighty, well, that's all we got for you guys this week. Steve, thanks a lot for sticking with me when everyone jumped ship. Appreciate it. Until next week, guys, I'm very excited because I want to know what's going to go down in Argentina. I don't know what MTV is about to throw at us. The challenges looked pretty intense. CT looks like he is going to be a wild and out beast. And I know we have one last scrap out with CT, and I can't wait for that to happen. So until next time, next week, same time, same place. Adios, motherfuckers.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the host only, not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.